Thank you for joining me for another episode of Awake and Empowered TV. I'm your host, Ethan Fox. Today we have a very special clip from our 2018 Awake and Empowered Expo featuring Velentaya Reece, who's somebody who's worked through our Lightworker program the past year to help her to transition from a more mainstream life journey to something where she's developing her spiritual gifts and working with individuals in a really extraordinary way. And you'll find that her story that she shares is very interesting and at times very humorous. And she also does a couple of activations in this video, which you can use for your own growth and development as many times as you would like. So you can find out more about her at velentayareece.com. But she'll also be speaking again at our 2019 Awake and Empowered Expo. So if you'd like to see her and some other really amazing presenters, including a number of people who are also in our Lightworker program and at various stages of their development, they'll be speaking at this expo as well. You can learn more at awakeandempoweredexpo.com. We don't have all the speakers there posted yet, but we will be updating that schedule and our presenter list as we go in the months ahead. Now, we also have our Weekend in Wizardry Kids Camp coming up at the end of June 2019. We'll be announcing the new schedule for that in the very near future. But in the meantime, you can keep weekendinwizardry.com in mind. That will be the website where the new event is posted, where you can sign your kids up once the schedule is available. And we also do have our online kids program, which is our Conscious Youth program. It's free for kids 9 to 18. And similar topics we cover there, everything from learning how to channel to developing telekinesis or telepathy abilities or extraterrestrial contact experiences. And the kids get to meet each other from around the world and get to know other kids just like them. And that we will be launching a Conscious Youth website soon. But in the meantime, you can sign your kids up on our Facebook page at facebook.com/conscious youth, or FOL Conscious Youth rather. And stay tuned for the website there, but that'll be coming in the very near future. So without any further delay, I hope you enjoyed this video from our 2018 Expo with Velentaya Reece.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm really excited to share my work with you guys. How do you guys feel after this long weekend of high vibration? Good, right? Okay, well, you're going to get more energized because I'm going to give you guys 2 activations today. But before that, I'm going to talk about my work as a vibrational linguist and what I do. I'll share my journey with some really interesting stories that have happened to me throughout that journey. And about, 20 minutes, half hour in, we'll do an exercise to ground you, connect you to the cosmic energy, to the earth energy. And we are also going to clear and balance the chakras, and I'll bring in light language to do that. And then at the very end, we'll do a heart activation with the full-blown light language. Be about, 10, 15 minutes. And with that, I will write a light code for you guys, like that light code, but it'll pertain to what we're doing today, which you can use on your own. And I'll give instructions on how to do that. Sound good? All right. So I call myself a vibrational linguist because I channel light-coded sound frequencies, and these frequencies, they interact with and they create shifts within your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual body. And so some people, have you guys heard of light language, first of all? No? Sure, I'm going to. How many of you guys have heard of it? Okay. How many have experienced it live? Live? Okay, cool. So light language is a sacred form of communication. It's information from source. And when you interact with it, first of all, some people say it sounds like earth languages, so it's going to sound very familiar to you. But it has an ancient flair to it. So some people, when they hear like ancient Italian, ancient Spanish, Chinese. It just depends. Sometimes it'll come through as sounding technical, so it might sound like beeps and bops and clicks and wisps. However you receive it, it bypasses the conscious mind, and it speaks directly to the cellular body, the higher self, the heart. And what happens is, because it bypasses the conscious mind, the higher self can easily utilize that information, and it can integrate it for healing and for learning and to make those shifts, because we like to question any kind of information we get, right? How is this going to work for me? Is it not going to work? Well, I don't think I need that. Whatever, all those things create blocks, so we can't make that shift. Because we don't get to question it, because it bypasses that process, the higher self can use the information the way it needs to. And what it does is it will look at the energy field, and it will determine the most present problem or trauma in that field, and it will direct the work wherever it needs to go. So however you receive light language, it can be written, it can be spoken, sung, signed, toned, dance, however that is, it's always offering a vibration to your field to make a shift. So I call myself a vibrational linguist because I'm speaking more than one light language, and I'm channeling more than one being. So I'm offering more vibrations. So when you receive it, it's going to hit all the layers of your multidimensional timeline with all those different vibrations. So because I'm accessing those different rhythms and tones and frequencies, I can clear those layers. If you had a singular timeline, you would only need one frequency. Most of our timelines are multidimensional because we've pulled different pieces of whatever we're experiencing, whether it be an illness, an injury, a disease, a pattern behavior. We've picked pieces of that issue from our different dimensions, different timelines, and we're experiencing it now. So we need those different frequencies from the different beings to clear all those layers. Make sense? All right, cool. So I want to talk a little bit about my journey. I came from television, and I was very stressed out in my job. I do TV commercials, and in that work, I was overworked, super stressed, and I wasn't happy. I wanted out because I'd done it for so many years, almost 27 years in that business. And I felt like the work wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't helping other people because I was creating this false image of beauty and what people supposedly look like. So women and young girls would compare themselves to this, and I was creating this lie that they were comparing themselves to. So I wanted out. It was a very tough industry to be in, almost 30 years of grueling long hours, 15-hour days, nights, weekends, sacrificing life, working first, and life came second for me. I didn't have fun, didn't go out. I literally was living and working, and that's it. Trying to get through the day. Has anyone done that? Right? Yeah. So I did it because it was my comfort zone, right? And I did it for a long time. And what I saw was people around me. A guy at work had a heart attack because it was high stress. He passed away at the office. Another guy, my friend, had a heart attack on his way home. Another guy had a stroke. And they were all in their 30s and 40s. So I knew that I needed to do something to control that for me. I'm, sensitive like most of us, so I was feeling my own stress, but also the stress of the office. And so I thought, I need to manage this if I'm going to stay in this career. But I also wanted out because I knew that there was something more for me, and I didn't know how to make that happen. I felt stuck because I'd been doing this thing, this creative job for all these years, and it was a specialized field. So how do I do that? How do I translate that into a new career? Because I wasn't trained for anything else. So I decided that I would stay stuck. I would stay stuck, and I thought, all right, so if I'm meant to move on and do something else, the universe will make that happen for me. And I don't have to do anything about it. So that's what I did. I said, I'll stay here, and I'll wait for me to get fired, for the company to close. Crazy thoughts, because we were busy and I was working all the time. I was the star employee. I came home from vacation early to go back to work, 36 hours straight working. It was like that. So this is the perfect example of how fear will keep us stuck. So too fearful to make that decision on my own. I decide to leave it up to the universe and be in my misery and not I was scared of that uncertainty of what's around the corner. So we like to stay stuck, whether we're comfortable and doing okay. It's comfortable, so we don't look for something else. We don't try to evolve beyond that many times. But like me, I was staying stuck because I was afraid of what was on. I stayed in that uncomfortability, that misery, because I was afraid to see what was around there. And being stuck in what was normal to me was safer. So I started looking into alternative healing modalities because I thought, okay, if I'm going to stay here, I need to manage the stress because I don't want to fall down that path of what everybody else was falling down. And that excited me because I had grown up with a doctor, and my stepfather was a doctor, so everything was about traditional medicine. And these ideas now that I was learning about, that you could heal something without pharmaceuticals, or that you could move energy to get rid of an ache or a pain, really excited me. Because of the stress that I was under, I had adrenal fatigue, I was exhausted, I was depressed, stressed, as you know. And so I thought, oh, this is really interesting. I could really improve my state of mind, my time at my job if I was going to stick this out. So I started taking acupuncture. I started seeing a naturopath. I then eventually started getting healing work done. And being in New York City, you have a lot of options there. So I was trying everything I could try just to stay in a good state of mind, to keep myself even, and get through this work. And stress is a big part of my talk because I operated in stress. I don't know if any of you guys, I was stressed all day at work. I would get home and I would stay in stress mode and I wouldn't get out of that. So I would be really annoying if my friends would call me, oh, how are you doing? I'm really stressed, I have this. Or, well, I would go to bed stressed if I would go to bed too late because then I would be stressed about not being tired in the morning because I'd have to get up. Or I'd be stressed if I slept late and then I missed that part of my morning to get stuff done. And that was my mode of operation. So when you're stressed, what is stress really? It's fear, right? So I was in this fear mode my entire 30 years of this job and didn't even realize it. And so when you're in fear, right, fear is very restrictive, it's destructive. And fear leads to what? Sickness, disease, pain, sorrow, suffering. So I didn't even realize that I was operating in that mode. When we're happy, we're expansive, we're joyful, we're peaceful. I thought I was, but my body was saying otherwise. So with these restrictions, it blocks the flow of energy. So things start to get stuck, right? And so I manifested this adrenal fatigue and a thyroid issue and all these other things. So when we're in that state, our chakras can get blocked and the energy doesn't flow properly. So then you do manifest these physical, mental, emotional, spiritual pains, traumas. So I want to give you guys an activation to move that energy, clear chakras, because even if we only experience a little bit of stress, and we're always bouncing back and forth, right? We still can create blocks, and some of these blocks can occur when we're born, and we don't even know we have them, and we carry them. So I would like to give you guys that if you want to have your first activation. All right. So what to expect? I'm going to walk you through an exercise, and I'll ask you to close your eyes, and we're going to ground to the earth. And then we'll connect to the cosmos, and we'll pull the energy through, and I'll guide you through all of that. I'm going to bring in light language to clear the chakras, and then to balance them so that everything is moving nicely. And then the work that we do now will prepare you for the activation at the end, so you'll receive everything really nicely. So I just want everyone to close your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor, and take a big, deep breath in. And exhale. And I want you to focus on your heart. And I want you to put all your thoughts and all your energy into your heart. And take a big, deep breath in. And exhale. Pulling everything into your heart. Breath in. Exhale. Now I want you to put one hand on your heart. And I just want you to feel through that. And send love to your heart as you're breathing. You know, we never talk to our hearts. Most of us don't. So make that connection and just say a silent thank you. And thank your heart for beating for you every single day. Shows up for you. You don't even have to ask. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Another big deep breath. Exhale. And just continue breathing. You can remove your hand when you feel comfortable. Big deep breath. Exhale. I want you to picture a beautiful white light moving down from the root chakra, the base of your spine. And this white light goes into the earth, going down farther and farther and farther through the earth, all the way down, twisting and turning through dirt and rock, water. And far, far away, you see that crystalline core glowing. And this beautiful stream of white light is moving toward that core. And it gets closer and closer. And as it's moving through the earth, you can feel small vibrations of the earth connecting to that cord. This white light moves closer and closer to that crystalline core. Slowly attaching to that core now. You feel the vibrations of the earth moving up through that beautiful white light to ground you and stabilize you and connect you to Gaia. And these vibrations move up the cord of white light towards your root chakra, getting closer and closer and closer. Slowly making its way up through the earth's surface. And now surrounding your root chakra with this beautiful, vibrant white light, grounding you to the earth, clearing this root chakra. This chakra is our right to have. It's our right to have life, to be here. Many of us can have a block here. Perhaps we were not planned to be here, and energetically we take that on in the womb. So just breathe into that root chakra, and exhale. And bringing in light language to clear. Yehutras esu diish odura'a yahanik ta'e asi. Ahatra atukro'u mehetima ana. Desh us isitraiati kit us asinda it nome emma ano tura. Take a big deep breath in. Exhaling. Moving that white light up to the second chakra, above the belly button. Right below the belly button, about 3 inches down. This is your right to feel. This is where the inner child lives. This is where you can express your feelings, but sometimes you get blocked there. You may be told as a child, toughen up, you cry all the time, or boys aren't supposed to express their emotions. Whatever that is, we can create blocks there. So just take a big deep breath into that area and exhale. And this white light surrounds and fills the sacral chakra. And we bring in light language to clear. Okdrohotokna, okdeset tofut draha. Ekamahana tate, gehat du drout sai sitra atto. Mendo hotfusho drotoku. Begdra at deis atukro ut dash dola. Otoro ut dosut droan dakti. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. This white light now moves up to the solar plexus, above the belly button and below the heart. Filling this area, this is your right to act. Your right to be yourself, to be in your power. Many times we don't express that. We're afraid to show the world who we are, and we create blocks here. So we're going to release that now, filling that solar plexus with this beautiful white light. Andolo drahando trasa kushtuko drabase titra titra hestu nomo hotro nok drasa dutro ukutvusta ola hotra dat son dobla and do akti do ut si sushu. Take a big deep breath in and exhale, feeling everything release. Now moving that beautiful white light up to the heart, filling and surrounding the heart with this beautiful, loving energy. This is your right to love and be loved. And we get that love from supporting parents, and that keeps this chakra strong. But many times we don't have that, and so we create blocks there. Take a big, deep breath into that area. And exhale, filling it with beautiful light and clearing with these codes. Mihan an asiniatia, yodudu asivo okushuba aishada diniso, uro titerapetu didi anishukataido ulit daisalu, muhatulo ukada nanoni, vo siti sodoro usatidra, imonit di uresitrata, vo tratidra asda it do uro naniko. Take a big deep breath in. Exhaling, releasing. Moving that beautiful white light up to the throat chakra. Filling it, surrounding it. This is your right to speak and hear the truth. This is clear communication. Many times we don't speak our truth. We block it. Filling this area with this beautiful white light and clearing the throat chakra with these codes. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Vanasado nai adara yado mikta sevi isoturo mikti ena la lahu tro aso. Você timano no siti dove vocodora masora si vocaia. Take a big deep breath in. Exhaling. Feeling that beautiful white light move up to the third eye, surrounding and filling the third eye right between your eyebrows with this beautiful light. This is your right to see. This is your intuition, your inner guidance. This beautiful white light surrounds the third eye to clear any blocks here. Andalete nexatu ushoma nahati yakotora osora vehotu menatsa jattu utdoku bakte Yutonotorot sitratatsi daratikodoba, nivorot di sotra, ihorot da salata, yurastu. Take a big deep breath in. And exhaling. Moving this beautiful, brilliant white light to the top of your head, to your crown. Surrounding the crown, this is your right to know. This is your connection to your higher self, to source. We block this. We think we can't connect, but we can. And you just breathe into that and exhale. Eselete las lehutura natoro kutra sorutisite indo kotrude iotradi anakdaro voratit du ut shududrame unukdalmo le durase. Take another big deep breath in. Exhale. And now your crown opens up and this beautiful, brilliant white light shoots up into the sky, leaving this building, moving farther and farther up into the sky, past the trees, past the clouds, moving farther and farther up into the sky, eventually leaving the Earth's atmosphere. This beautiful white light is soaring through the cosmos. You feel this cosmic energy moving through this light. It gets higher and higher, moving past the stars, the planets, soaring into the sky, collecting this cosmic energy to bring back into your system. And now, pulling this white light back down through the cosmos, feeling that energy connecting, moving closer and closer to the Earth's atmosphere, soaring past the stars and the planets, moving through the Earth's atmosphere, in the sky, past the clouds, soaring down towards the trees, through the roof of this building, and into the crown of your head, filling the crown with this beautiful white light of cosmic energy, balancing and harmonizing the crown. Vidoro toro toria menos otro dio minodro misatra. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. This beautiful white light now moves down to the third eye, right between your eyebrows, filling and surrounding the third eye, infusing the third eye with this cosmic energy, bringing in light language to balance and harmonize. Anasle tu nasta ubi bejo dogoda nina tu ba wokudra basti yahavodarama bekedera edo disoriesetu mehe ukburasado vi urase vi korada viakona nele eve esho rosedo norot diverokodo. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Moving this beautiful light down to the throat, filling that energy surrounding the throat chakra, bringing in this light language to balance and harmonize. Take a big deep breath into the throat and exhale. Vorahatora kodora makatarahatika, okarashadogra, verunende sove, vorotura be, miono manakde, vorobo reashodoro, niemen shodrebe, sevico reashovore, and the titrabe, voro drasabokadraf, se suarabishtu. Take a big deep breath in to the throat. Exhaling. Moving that white light, cosmic energy down to the heart. Filling the heart with this beautiful light. And bringing in light language to balance and harmonize the heart. Bringing you to love. Urutudra Vashora Manesa no loi veia oh. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Another big deep breath. Exhaling. That beautiful white light now moves down to the solar plexus, surrounding and filling that area with this cosmic energy, bringing in these healing codes to balance and harmonize. Mahachitra hatino, vioro barabaro, ninesha vaigata, dekavata neshada, yatira hatiko, vivarabarabido, no yabushu, yavarokora, yavadarabe, naktea, didarahatsiti, hido, darahatido, do, rosi, baropa. Take a big deep breath in. Exhaling. Moving this beautiful light down to the sacral, surrounding the sacral, filling it with this cosmic light and energy, bringing in these healing codes to balance and harmonize. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Vihananastiavo, vai urete, viambasavo, viuvisi, vianmandi barabede, duluete asokuro ti satana sole sitra, yokodora hasopoleki, uliamane sovlaktivra be sevubre prebashutoro be asiko, vai o fitana sadayati. Take another big deep breath. Exhaling. Moving all of that energy out. Seeing that white light move down to the root chakra at the base of your spine. Feeling it surrounding that area with this beautiful white light. This healing energy. Filling the root chakra to balance and harmonize. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Andoro, sadura, veiodo, moro, dora, da, 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 nedura, meuro, rose, nodo, meio, dia, yora, meuro, ananyama. Durate te tu combatica, da fetrea titra nostra secura. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Moving that beautiful white light back down through the earth, pushing it farther and farther down, grounding it back into Gaia. You now have a constant flow of energy coming up from the earth, moving through your entire system, shooting out through your crown. And another flow coming down from the cosmos through your crown, moving through your system and out back into the earth. And now bring your focus back into your heart, pulling that energy into your heart, surrounding your heart. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Another big deep breath. Exhale. On the next breath, I want you to push that energy out around you. So big deep breath in. Exhale. This beautiful white light now expands around your body, filling the room, the walls, the ceiling, the floor, filling it with love and joy. Setting this container, this sacred container that we've all chosen to exist in together for these healing codes. Taking another big deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly opening your eyes when you're ready. How's everyone feel? Anyone have any experience or anything? You feel anything? Your throat? Wow. How do you feel now? Beautiful. Wow. Did you know you had a blockage there, or do you have issues?
I have always had a problem speaking my truth, and that is always, and it started fluttering there, and I knew I had to clear. But when you went back down to the root, it's like, no, I'm coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was violent.
How do you feel now?
Better. I feel very calm. Yeah.
Nice.
But I don't know. Something was erupting out. So I was not expecting that. And usually I'm never told or feel or have blocks down there, but it came from my core.
Okay. Make sure you drink water just to ground in all the energy and just deep breathe.
And what is your intuition on that? What does your intuition say?
Of that,
yeah.
That feeling?
Yeah, I have never had, in all my clearings, I've never had that.
Yeah, I've had that before. It's when it's very deep and goes, lifetimes. I've had that where I felt like I was going to bring it up. Yeah. But it's just an intense energy. It's an extreme blockage. Yeah. So it's good that it's come through. Yes. You may have more layers to clear from that, but it's the beginning of that clearing.
All right.
And it's great that you have the awareness of it because now you know.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Ringing in your ears? Still? Nice. Okay. Well, so I'll talk a little bit about my journey into this work. I've had some crazy experiences. When I was starting to move into this work, I feel like our guides are always with us, and we're all supposed to be living our truth and sharing our gifts with the world and helping humanity. I believe that. And I believe that when we're not on track with that, our guides will point us in that direction to get on track. And that's what was happening to me. Throughout my journey, I was getting all these signals and all these signs where I was finding myself in these very interesting situations. And in these situations, I wasn't connecting the dots of why I was having these experiences. And one particular experience, I had gotten home from work, got on the couch, numbed my brain in front of the television like I always did, passed out, and about 2 hours, 2 hours after passing out, it was late at night, something woke me up, and when I woke up, I was standing in the middle of my living room, and looking out, I have sliding glass doors with a balcony with a clear view in front of me of the lower building. And hovering above that building was a helicopter. And at 2 in the morning, I'm trying to make sense of this helicopter that's literally about 10 feet above this building in front of me. And I'm out of it because I just woke up. And I'm staring, and then I quickly realized that this helicopter doesn't have that propeller on the top. And I'm still trying to make sense of what's going on, and I see these lights in the front, and it's a small, kind of triangular-shaped helicopter, really trying to figure it out, and quickly realize I don't think this is a helicopter. It doesn't have those little legs on the bottom either. So I'm thinking, I need to take a picture of this because no one's going to believe me. So I quickly turned to get the cell phone to take the picture, and the helicopter's gone and vanished into thin air. So I run out to my balcony, and I'm looking around like, where did it go? Didn't hear any noise. It wasn't making a sound. And still trying to convince myself that this is a helicopter, the next day, researching, I'm a big researcher, I like to look things up, can't find anything that looks like this. So I realized what I had seen, and I knew when I was standing there, I felt like it was, there for me, supposed to be staring at me, I was staring at it, but I moved on. I was busy with work and my career, and I didn't think much about it after that. I thought it was odd. I didn't question why am I seeing this? Moved on, went through work. Shortly thereafter, I have another experience, again at night. So one particular night, I get up to get a drink of water, and it's about 4 in the morning. I go to lay back down, and my dog is barking. Off of my bedroom, I have a terrace, and that particular night, I had the blinds up, the door was open, so I get the breeze in. And the dog won't stop barking. And I don't know, anyone who has a dog, my dog did this. There's 2 barks. There's the bark when they hear something, and there's the bark when they see something. And this was the bark when she sees something. I'm thinking, that's strange. How could she see something? I have a private terrace. No one can get on there. It's puppy-proofed because she's small, so no way to get out, no way to get in. So I'm laying there, I'm thinking, okay, she's not shutting up. I need to look and see. And about 12 feet away from me on the terrace, I see these 2 eyes staring at me. And my heart starts pounding because, first of all, when something invades your space, it's scary, right? And so in the middle of the night when you're vulnerable, oh my gosh, what is that? So I think, it's a dog. How did a dog get on my terrace? But then I quickly realized it's not moving like a dog because my dog is flipping out and it's not reacting to my dog. So I think, oh wow, it's a cat. It's a really big cat because it's about like this big. So I'm trying to figure this out, like, what is going on, right? So I see it then start to walk across the terrace, but it's not walking like a normal animal. So as it's walking this way, it's like looking at me, right? So I'm thinking, what is going on here? It goes to the corner, and I have a better view of it, and I see these 2 round eyes. So then I say, oh wow, there's a raccoon on my terrace. How did a raccoon get here? I'm on the 4th floor and it's all blocked off, and I'm in Brooklyn. So how did this raccoon get here? So the dog is going crazy. My heart's gonna blow out of my chest. And now this raccoon starts to walk towards me. So I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. So it's like crawling very slowly, very calm. It feels peaceful. It doesn't feel like it's a threat, but my fear of this thing, this creature, my heart's going to blow out of my chest. It gets closer. I look down and I see oh, its hair is very tight. Its tail was about that long. It didn't taper off like a normal tail. So I'm thinking, oh, I have to take a picture. I have to take a picture. Turn to get the camera, turn back, and it's gone. Vanished into thin air. So I'm thinking, what the heck was that? So I immediately called 911 because I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but there's a raccoon on my terrace. So call 911, police come, and they're saying, well, what did you see? I'm like, there's a raccoon out there. Like, can you get rid of it for me? So they're, well, what are you going to do if you see it? The one guy says to the other guy, he's like, well, I'm going to shoot it. What are you going to do? He's like, I'll shoot it too. So they walk out there, hands on their guns, looking around. They can't find anything. So they say, are you sure you saw something out here? I'm like, I saw it. My dog saw it. No footprints, nothing. It was a damp morning. But they said, well, how come you can see our footprints and you can't see mine? And I was like, I don't know. So the next day, I start researching and quickly realize, okay, that wasn't a raccoon. I tried to look up every rodent I could find, and I couldn't find anything that looked like that. And so I think, okay, this is not from this planet, not from this world. I didn't even connect the dots between that helicopter experience and this. I was still so focused on my job that I just moved on. Didn't think about it again, didn't question, oh, why did I see this? Didn't think like, I wonder if everyone else is seeing this. Just moved on with my life. And after that, I started to have more things happen more frequently. I think it was to make me comfortable around it, just to, as I was moving down this path, just to have me not be afraid and to show me that I could see these things and I could access these things if I'm open to it. And so it was very interesting how these things were unfolding for me. But again, so focused on work, wasn't still there. So continued on with my job and was unhappy and I was doing this energy work, so I was feeling a little bit better. And I decided the next step for me would be to add some other modalities. So I started listening to teachers and speakers and lectures and all this stuff just to feed my soul and to give me something else besides the job that I was so miserable in. And that led me to wanting to study a modality. And so like everyone does, I studied Reiki, which usually opens the door to stuff. And did Reiki and started feeling better with just the work situation. It was uplifting me a bit. I was still super stressed and wasn't really handling that, but it was easier to get through my day. And so after Reiki, as things were uplifting, I noticed that not only were things changing in me, but they were changing in the things around me. So job got a little less busy. I had gone from working all these crazy hours to now having free time, and which I never had. I would work 12, 15-hour days. And with that free time, I started dating somebody. I hadn't dated anyone in 10 years, hadn't gone on a date, nothing like that. I wasn't going out having fun. And so I thought, oh, wow, I'm changing all these things, and now this is proof, this is confirmation. And as that, I probably stayed in that energy, this new vibration, for about a year. And then I started to notice that things were getting stagnant and stuck. And so the energy wasn't moving. Things at work got really slow to the point where I would go to work and not have anything to do all day. So this was now the complete opposite, where I was so busy to now I would sit there and do nothing, which is just as draining as being busy. So there was that, and then I noticed that the relationship was starting to get stagnant, and I had seen patterns come up for me that had come up in the past, and I hadn't addressed them. I didn't clear them, and I had fear around clearing it, so I didn't clear it. And so the universe decided to step in and move that stagnant energy that I was stuck in and that I chose to be stuck in. And literally 3 days before Christmas, I got fired, lost my job, and the relationship ended, and then I got some bad news about my dog. So very interesting, right, how the universe will step in. And I'd asked for that, right? I had wanted that. But even though I wanted that, then I turned into the victim and couldn't stop crying. You know, it was right before Christmas, and oh my gosh, like my whole world is now falling apart. So I ruined my whole family's holiday, but also realized that this was what I wanted, and the universe was responding, and this was the opportunity for me to now move down this path and step into my truth and see that I could trust in that uncertainty. You know, I was too afraid to leave the job because the uncertainty that was around the corner. Now all these things were lining up to show me that it's okay, like you're supposed to be headed in this direction and you can be comfortable with what's around the corner, to trust in that. So I did. I had nothing else I could do because my fears had come to be, you know, the relationship, the job, those were my two constants, and now those were gone. And I just trusted that this was right and this was to align me to this path. And so I moved forward. I had no other choice but to. And as I did that, things started to unfold. I decided that I wanted to know what was next for me. I knew Reiki wasn't the thing, but I knew that there was something else around the corner. And so I was asking my guides to please show me what's next. Show me what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to take a class? Guide me in that direction. I found myself at a lecture, an event, and I stumbled upon someone who was speaking light language, and I'd never heard of it. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know anything about it, but I heard this person speak it for a couple of minutes, and in those couple of minutes, I felt a strong connection, and I felt like I had spoken these languages before. I felt like I was supposed to be doing that. And so that night, I went home, and with that intention that I'm supposed to be doing this, I set that intention before I went to bed. And literally about 3 hours later, I woke up singing at the top of my lungs in another language. And I was thinking, like, first of all, what's going on? Second of all, like, that doesn't even sound like me, and it sounds good because I don't sing very well. So I was like, wow, what is going on? So I started to do a little bit of, like, just thinking, like, I was so confused as to what was happening. I couldn't control what was coming out, but it was beautiful, and it felt very natural. And that really was the beginning of the most amazing, most beautiful 4 months of my life. And I call them my 4 months of bliss, because for me, everything completely shifted in my entire life, everything. And so I'd gone from this super stressed person to feeling complete love and complete bliss in those 4 months. And everything about that experience, I felt like I had been shifted into this another dimensional reality where everything was just a little bit different, and the colors were brighter. I could hear nature, like all of my senses were heightened, super, super heightened, and I had never had that before. And I felt even inside of me that I had shifted vibrationally. I just felt like I was operating at this higher frequency. And during that time, there was no ramp up for me to speaking light language. It wasn't like a few words and then a few sentences. It was this very powerful thing that would come out of me. And the way I could gauge it was that it would feel like, if you can picture a snowball forming, how it starts small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, I would feel this energy in me. And it would start really small and be kind of light. And then it would get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger until it was so big and so strong, literally, the force of it would make my mouth fly open. And I would just speak light language. And this would happen for 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. Sometimes it would happen more than once during the day. And it was hard to go out into normal life because you didn't know when you're going to have this outburst, right? So I would plan very carefully. Okay, I just had it. I have about 2 hours probably till the next one is going to happen. And so I literally would do that, and I would go out. When I was outside, I would like make sure I knew where, if I was in a public place, make sure I knew where there was a restroom or a quiet corner, because there was no stopping this. Like, it was going to come, and at least I knew. If I started to feel that little thing start to happen, I knew I had about 10 to 20 seconds to, like, take cover. So I was very careful as to where things were, because I would have to muffle my mouth and hide my face or whatever, because I didn't know what was going on. I was embarrassed in the beginning. I didn't have anyone to talk to. And at this point, this is only like 2 days into this whole experience. But on top of that, besides this language coming out uncontrollably, my body. So I was filled with all this light. When you get energy work done and you buzz? I was buzzing for days, like for months, and it didn't stop. So it was hard to navigate. All my senses were super heightened. Now I've got all this going on. So the other thing that was happening is I was getting this intense energy that would go through my crown and go through my whole body and out my feet. And that would happen all day long. So I'm super sensitive. I feel like I can't go anywhere. So I think, okay, well, I can't control those other two things. I'm going to try and control this. So I don't know. I think I did a Google search, and I don't know what I searched for, but I got the brilliant idea that I could wear a hat, and this would stop. It would stop. I could control that cosmic energy from coming through me by wearing this hat. And so I have one hat, and it's a ski hat, a winter ski hat. And this was July. And so I'm literally leaving my house with this ski hat on at times because I thought I could help myself. And I don't think it worked, but I think that I needed to feel like I was doing something to control the situation, because it was intense for me, very intense. And I was sleeping with the hat on too. I was with that hat all the time. And as things started to unfold, again, I was just experiencing the sensations, and I didn't really know what was happening. I didn't know where this languages came. I didn't know anything. I didn't know where they came from. And so around that time, I realized that there was a galactic connection with these languages. And the way I realized that is another story. One second. I had to leave my house. And like I always did, I would leave the television on for my dog to keep her company. So put YouTube on. Abraham Hicks is playing. It's a 15-hour thing, so it's never going to run out, and she'll have constant company. And so get home about 2 hours later, it's still playing. I see it playing. I'm trying to send a text message, and I can't send the text message. It's like the phone is blinking, and I'm getting frustrated. The text message starts typing by itself, and me just being frustrated, all of a sudden the phone turns off and the TV turns off at the same time. I don't really think much about it. I'm too trying to do this. So I finally get this done, and I think, oh, I got to turn the TV back on. Turn the TV back on. When I have a streaming service, so if the monitor goes off, whatever you're playing will still be there. Turn the TV back on, expecting to see Abraham Hicks. And on my screen is, it changed YouTube channels. And on my screen is a picture of Sedona. And it says, Barbara Marciniak channels the Pleiadians. And I'm like, oh gosh. I turned the TV off really fast because I'm thinking, holy cow, what is this? Pleiadians? Like, I had heard of them. I had heard that they were these ETs, but I didn't know much. And I was afraid. I didn't understand. So again, this is like 3 or 4 days into all of this. So I hadn't had time to research it because I was busy dealing with my physical stuff and what was going on with me physically. And so once I came to terms with that happening, I started to get more comfortable with it, and eventually I sought help from someone and gathered more information, and had found out that that I had had many assignments throughout my multi-galactic history in the Pleiades, and that they were my cosmic family. So of course they were the ones that put that up there for me to see and connect with. But I don't think I was fully connecting with it all. It was hard for me. I couldn't tell anybody. I didn't know how to tell people because I thought that they would think that I was losing it. And so I kind of kept it to myself a little bit, told my dad eventually, and it was okay then, I guess, to kind of move into this. But in the beginning, it was very difficult for me. And eventually, it just became natural. And then it was my new way, and that was the way, and that was it. But I had gone from this very, normal life, normal job, to really boom, all of this stuff happening at once. And it was overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. But eventually, I started to get used to it. And in that time, with all these other things happening to me, the most amazing thing about it all was that in those 4 months that I was in with all of these experiences, I no longer had fear. Every fear emotion was gone from my reality. And I had no fear, I had no worries, I had no doubt, no uncertainties, no concerns, no sadness, no sorrow, none of it. No depression, no stress. It was all gone. And I was in the most amazing state of love and bliss and joy and connection and knowing. And it was a complete shift. And I was just in this most amazing, amazing state where my lowest vibration, if I could even say I had it, would have been neutrality, which I don't even think I ever I never had that. And so I know a lot of people will have that like after meditation or after energy work. I had it for 4 months. I felt like I was floating, and it was lovely. It was so lovely. And I knew that it was to show me that, this is our normal state of being, but we've forgotten that, and we learn fear because I was operating in fear with all of the stress that I was under. And to show me that we can move here and exist that way, because eventually over those 4 months, all of the body stuff started to calm down, but I still had that very beautiful state that I was in. And it was, I'll never forget it. I mean, it was amazing. And, I can connect to it every now and then. I don't keep it as long, but I know that we can because I experienced it. And so, I had moved into this new state. Everything had changed for me. And it was just more confirmation that all those other things that had fallen away had to fall away so that I could now take this next step. Because if I had stayed at that job that I was so miserable in and stayed in the relationship, that these things wouldn't have moved. I would have stayed stuck like I was keeping myself stuck. So this was just more confirmation to everything that I was doing and all these changes that I was making. And with that, I, just continued down the path of learning more and speaking light language, and eventually just grew more and more comfortable with it all, and just now wanting to share it with everyone. But before that, I do want to talk about the language and how my multidimensional history relates to these languages that I'm speaking. And this was just through doing work and gathering this information. So I had mentioned that I had had different existences throughout the multidimensional universe. And some of these assignments were in the Pleiades. And in this one particular assignment as an ancient Pleiadian, this was before these races that I'm channeling existed. And so the ancient Pleiadians and the Annunaki got together to lend their DNA to create these new races. And these new races were formed, some of them. And what they found out was that they were having their own experiences, but they were also experiencing hardships and struggles and things that they couldn't move beyond to expand as a race. And it was found that they were actually tapping into and re-experiencing things that these original lenders of the DNA had already moved through and cleared. And so these ancient Pleiadians decided that it wasn't necessary for them to re-experience these things, that they could actually tap into their own DNA and expand beyond those struggles that had already been cleared. And they said that because this negative information existed within the DNA, because it did, because these new races had tapped into that, then the positive information also lived within the DNA, and that could be tapped into too and experienced. And so I traveled the multi-galactic universe exploring this, and I'd had interactions with all these different races, and because of that, I became very familiar with these different sound harmonics that pertain to each of these races. And what was found was that there were vibrational tones embedded into this positive information in the DNA. And if you exposed a being to these tones, it would bring that positive information to the surface and clear those negative experiences. And so that's one way that my work was being found to clear these timelines. And so what was found now is that, once these races could clear these things, then they could expand and be in their uniqueness and evolve as a race. And I wanted to do the same thing in this time, in this place, on this planet right now. So continuing the work with the light language and clearing the DNA that way. Another thing this work can do is actually, besides clear, it can move someone beyond that timeline so that they can experience a new timeline. And that can be because we all have different access to our crystalline DNA, and the guides may come in and decide that it's more efficient to actually move beyond than to actually go in and clear. So another thing specific to the work is that besides clearing and going into that timeline and moving beyond it, is that the work raises the dimension of the space that you're in. So for instance, there are some channels that can bring in information, and that information has a vibration in it. So when you interact with that information, it will you will react to that vibration, right? So other channels, and this is what I do, is that information comes in and it holds that vibration, but it also holds the dimension. So what happens is you're being affected by both of those things. In a transmission, and you may have felt this, when I start to speak light language, the beings step through me and into the space, so that automatically shifts the dimensional reality of the space. So you might have felt something. And when that happens, everybody in the space must match the dimension of those beings that are bringing that information through. So it raises that up, and it works within the DNA to do that activation of that dimension, if that makes sense. And so that's permanent. That's a permanent activation in the DNA when that happens. So with that, with raising the dimension of the space, when this happens, we as a race, we have the same things going on. The Pleiadians, we think they're evolved, but they actually experienced some of the stuff that we have experienced as a race. And the reason why they've evolved as a race is because they were able to tap into their DNA and move through those loops, those replays of the negative stuff. So what we do, like I did, I was getting stuck. And I wasn't moving through my experience. I was staying stuck. And we do that a lot. We get stuck and we don't move through that loop, and it happens on our planet a lot. And because of that, we don't evolve, we don't move beyond those negative things in order for us to expand as a race and step into our uniqueness and do what we came here to do. And a lot of this has to do with the inner child. So we all have an inner child. And the inner child structure is what carries us to our uniqueness. But many times, when the minute we take human form, we start to disconnect. And what happens is that we're told, like, we have to be a certain way. This is where patterns and programs and stuff start being imposed on us. Limitations are set on us. We believe that, you have to show up a certain way. We believe that you have to experience sickness, that sickness is a part of life, or that you have to experience hardships or struggles or whatever that is. And we also start to then disconnect from source here because, as children, we run free and we have that strong connection to source. But the minute these limitations start getting placed on us, we start to disconnect and we start to move away from that, and we start to move farther and farther away from who we are and why we came here and who we came here to be. And so as that happens, as we form this disconnection, we start to manifest, and we could manifest physical, mental, emotional pain, trauma, sickness. So it becomes this vicious cycle that we find ourselves in, and when we are in that place, we're not moving forward, and we're not stepping into our uniqueness and being who we came here to be, thus stifling the race from expanding. And because as we're all operating in our uniqueness, it affects the entire planet, because now everybody is happy, raising the vibration and moving that forward, right? Oh, I have another really good story to share for you guys. So as all these changes were happening to me, it was like I said, I shifted dimensions or shifted realities. And there's this one particular instance that happened far after I had started speaking light language. And I woke up in the morning, and the minute I woke up, I knew that something was different. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but so much so that I was prompted to text my best friend and to let him know that something's going on. Things just don't seem quite right. I feel like I'm in a dream, and I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just letting you know things aren't right. Go about my day. The whole time I'm going through the day, getting to where I'm going, I feel things are off. I feel like I'm in a dream. Get to the doctor's acting a little weird. I was thinking, something is off. Something is really off. As I'm heading home, I get on the subway, and the way the subway goes, you have, it goes Union Square, it goes 6th Avenue, Union Square, 3rd Avenue. Get on the train at 6th Avenue, expecting to get to Union Square at the next stop. Subway goes one stop, doors open, at 6th Avenue again. What just happened? No one on the train is looking for Union Square but me. I jump off the train, and I think, okay, I have to find Union Square. I jump back on the train because I have to see what's going on next. So train goes one more stop. Technically, it should be Union Square. Oh, thank you. The little ticker that tells you what the stop is says it's going to be 3rd Avenue, which is the stop after Union Square. I'm thinking, okay, that's wrong. Go one more stop. Doors open. We're at 3rd Avenue. And there's no Union Square. And no one else on the train is looking for Union Square but me. And so I'm thinking, I just need to get home because I don't know what's going on. So I go home and I realize that, okay, I just experienced this time loop and this parallel timeline where Union Square didn't exist, or perhaps I was not meant to be at Union Square at that time. But it's just crazy how as things start to unfold for you and you're open to that you will start experiencing stuff if you're open to it. And that's what really was happening to me. So I was having all these crazy experiences just to show me that we're so much more than these 3D bodies that we think we are, and there's so much more out there, and that we all can tap into it, because I did, and things were unfolding and things were happening, and that we are these multidimensional beings, and we truly are divine, and we can create whatever we want to create, and we don't have to stay stuck in fear like I did. And they showed me this other way to be, and we all have access to that if we really want it. I'd like to give you guys the heart activation now, if you're up for that. This one will be longer. It's going to be full-blown light language. So it might be 10 or 15 minutes. But I just want to tell you what to expect in that. So what will happen is we'll set the space, and a bunch of different frequencies will come through. So you may hear one language in the beginning, and then some other ones, and then that same one from the beginning might come back in. So it'll just switch up. I'm also going to write a light code for you guys that you can use after the talk, and I'll tell you how to do that. I think you probably go on the website and download the code, and I'll give instructions on how to use that. But the difference between the way the verbal transmission works and the way the written code works is that when I give the verbal transmission, like I said, the dimension of the space changes and you automatically move into that energy. With the written code, to be intentional when you are using that code, and I'll give you instructions, because you can't have resistance, and a lot of times we do, so I'll give you like a little mantra to say that will remove that resistance and allow you to be taken into that portal so that dimensional space can shift. And you can use that code up to 15 minutes a day, and it'll just support what we've done here today. And I'll write it while we're having the session. But what will happen is I'll be speaking the light language, and then I'll tell you guys that I'm going to write the code for you. And you can just stay in that quiet space, because stuff will still be going on, and I'll speak light language intermittently while that's happening. The other thing I just want to say is that, light language, it can shift so many things for you. I had a client who, he had a bad knee and he couldn't really move around for 3 years. He was in a lot of pain. And in living in New York, it was really hard for him because you have to walk everywhere. So his life was really, really determined around how far he could walk. And he had gone to doctors and no one was helping him. And he really was the perfect client because he had no expectations. He wanted to be better so badly that he said, I believe it's going to work. Whatever you do, I know it's going to work. And I gave him the session, and he limped out of it. And the next day I saw him, and he's like, I don't know what you did, but look at me. And he started jumping around, and he could walk really fast. And it created that shift because he trusted in that. There was no doubt there at all. He believed it, and it moved the energy. For myself, I rarely work on myself, but I decided to because I was getting to the point where I have to wear those reader glasses, and I didn't want to read. I didn't want to use those, so I thought, let me try. I gave myself a session, and I do not have to wear those anymore. So it's all about belief and trust, and trusting in the work, and trusting, like we talked about earlier, about your ability to heal, and that you really can move energy and heal what you need to heal. You can step into any timeline that you want to step into. It's just up to you. And in this session, you might feel like before. You might feel physical sensations. You might be directed to move your body. Some people want to move. Go for it, because if you're getting that telepathically, then you should follow through with that, and just do whatever you're feeling. Just pay attention if someone's close to you, so you don't hit each other. What else do I want to tell you? And also too, in order to stay in this new vibration, in this new timeline that opens up, again, don't step into fear. Trust in the work. Trust in this new energy that you're going to be. And stepping into fear could be something as simple as the thought, oh, I feel really great, I hope this doesn't go away. Or, I wonder how long this is going to last. Or even, I don't know, I just hope it never ends. Because just trust that this is the new way and allow that to happen. Don't question it, don't think about it. And just be present in the new energy. All right? So again, just get relaxed. Feet flat on the floor. And close your eyes. And take a big, deep breath in. And exhale. Another big, deep breath in. And exhale. Another big, deep breath. Exhale. You can put one hand on your heart, 2 hands, whatever's comfortable. And just feel the energy moving into your heart. Exhale. And picture a beautiful white light sitting right above your crown. And this white light funnels down through the crown, down the back of your spine, down further and further into the heart. This beautiful white light is moving into the heart and filling your heart with love and joy and gratitude. And now this white light moves out of your heart and around your body. Big deep breath in. And this heart activation will align you to a higher vibration of love and trust, like we talked about. And it'll release some fear-based energies. Big deep breath in. Exhale. And I like to call in the guides for this. And I just call in the guides of the highest light and the highest love. The galactic councils of the highest light and order. The angelic kingdom of the highest light and order. The elemental kingdom of the highest light and order. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Asking the guides to surround us with protective love and light as we do our work today. Please allow all of us to receive these divine frequencies for our highest good and our highest healing. Asking that all interferences, known and unknown, are cleared from all planes, all times, all levels of consciousness, and from every cell of your being, effective immediately. We ask for healing codes to move us beyond this timeline of disharmony, allowing us to move into a higher vibration of love and trust, releasing fear and fear-based energies that may be sitting in our field, and allowing us to stay in this vibration with your support. And take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Ayanata soti, aikotoru, vero uchsadura, ve ushudre ekiana, me ali, ayatura yeso, vorosura, dolek didra, noknone, ayalola avodarana, be alikde eshu, mehetana ekutru, Zidra di dakdu utra masando, malo, luhalikta asta ikte, vushtadra daderenu, nola buktra setu, efura de estogura. Verahatrata Katara, Veneno Sodro, Viusto, Driviketroda, Mahatro, Vakianato, Tresetikisto, Ahadara Haseti Trede Esu, Wek Dolo Atrate, Mian, Doso Triasi, Mian Sutro Katana Sodra, Sete Kastudra, Yaro, Rasedro, Vivera Dorosa, Mororado, Yanda Ketutra, Aiketile esto, Vestono umbakti dolosin osai, Vogta nefei, Dai okuro us des dra asikte. Akutrabete, Runto, Dushta, Dulikti, Donotustaya buku, Euro mikdinikta du bisitre, Yaku, Dafolo dre avo, An o vi a damo, me I satra es I. Sefi u ma yoro totro me yuru ekatramanoto vora otrabe buro titigona dode dictea yanetenato miti tre ai uxikiti ekotona nahanekta aduku niulot drada daktu aboroto darabende tu parashto bigdo rabe nimenet set di ora et a eurosa Yanana Amaseo Medro Mesui Aneu Sekotra bakesto kostiri, nimana titudra veshodra, vovra fekenoku, ascendectia, volectidra de custidra de dudumiki, mai amicta, nulicti, actatra. Mahatana ne manseti seoka viora heshivigo yuran memrota voro sidro ekoyabiate vicoro si num ban atiblete vicoro ku vifor rush ai fifite evocoro badana fe numinesto vablapeta pakimroto trapesuto vameni tibora paketa bashiko veko torapekti sado Venase, vehondo roi bikatre, imen meho. Dak dektiktu, ek buktate, ik dona, ik duvret, ik tobat sut dusto, vora poter batten da feteketa, da fede dinish ovrade, numen datu, behu rosa, duro ro 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 ro, yare enduro, moro de du 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 du, umbaro hotora peto kora bendo socio troca tigro do batitra mat moroti vorati batinatoro sito chatikos de sito chu. Menetitu, Vibrotoki, Dukuchuka de Bistuki, Aparamenoko, Emanamito Korabi, Piabiro, Parawash, Veremenica, Naminamene, Viabido Kushibiabi show of Vereamana, Naimono Yamaki, Davaro Brabedo, who Makota, who Resui Kushu Vereminacopa, Mimanamayo, who he wished to wish, I, who he became teen, Mimana Papa, Robate, Perapisi.
I can open piti, but I peak die would do it then. Asulekta, leflet do, mehen nomen so, vuktolep da futura, vikstu be atchemetso, modut du bakbine se, Ekmenesolo, Olohalak dare me lohutro, vele sholek vole son, novet du orosego, vode pistoia beano cora bevi abiti de blepetabododan, naivo, uit do, victo, ui rashan vicvora, ui rovisha me apitido, ekna delectea, nai levilo iru abati usta, Stevo, Barbaro, mai vus evocta, dura stora se coma, nefe vic dea viodo, dora menusto, urupsto, nusto nica, valo lileitura, defi dai corocta, viutinasto, me evadure, chiade cesore se situ, Via vota bacco sunameti, ora vevstora si shunate go. Isonna la felukta lo man dos lo helecte e alla bele handa nehnete esho vivit tu acule atto. Amanda ve u nestado collecti. Vem dus u vero trabebe acurai mecti. Andolacta asicate, victesa du nastotrote. Jinja tu cotabactean, ahanda sele satrata, iaki kinamoctora, yorosoro tidro securova, noendo, ambat dolectidra, Wembat rotere buca, nandecti, cidereti titro da ioracta, oloti, o ramando retura patora catro seticota, vivioro iviora bachu yamapate bodi, uiabatu ro ri, ondo brapedero, andore mano. Ambareari, ambasora sei, onololarea, mondo so, ioro iu, yauro iu, yamo yabiyo. Monosandora be gotrabeko, Uruhutara bibdi and Shokorabedi, Namede de I for Rois Wutatu Tutro, Ascendarahati. Haimona na no ne, na dofi ma. Diradore andoro seio, oro nanna no leia, feborosan getu drade. Yekodrabe, sato, vegetanamato, shiktatse devetita, masetu drade degenatu. Beburete cora vita de dodito torate de dudu gamate de dishuto torati, mimanato torbeca torati shukorai bisto ne ambiatituko. Andole, yabrota. Nanoya, oh ya, oh. no ya 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 Kapotar Bashata Makesivia, Vibrabata Vikitiva do Le Fitrato Meste Fico, Nave Dora Bethi Shotroba, Ite Vakishana Kete Trease, Endo Futro do Vibravara Vishtu. Netena Tutu, Verporato Tatrata, Makdana Metsutukastekati, Mandadra, Vedudra, Mesundra. I'm going to write codes and just stay in that relaxed state. Yandara hakitresto gora pieti fitum rate moto, davolok dava, everehe shodra, mese bekiti vere ebiba anno uki et dra. Eso viktra sutishtono. Yesendo via pa babakoba via beshodra be eshanda vrevada keaba nanotayati fita feso. Yametendra de kesora pietivu. Dakdaro doshudara neno botra bate futra bakatera pishu garane kidia. Nisetre e ficodora meshodoro betedra peso, batramake atia. Sandrata saorapi, vieruhusto gora kotrobatin, mananat seasi to creesti, vora vea corvo ambapalo kotro. Matinate akitarayati. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Another big deep breath in. Exhale. Big deep breath. Exhale. And push your energy down into the earth. You can move through your feet all the way down, farther and farther and farther into the earth. You can picture it as white light. And now just take your focus to in front of you And you can draw a figure 8 in your mind's eye, the infinity symbol, with white light to further ground this information. And just circle that around a few times. And I thank all the guides that were here with us today to deliver these healing codes. We ask that everyone here maintains this vibration and that the results are permanent, profound, and more than what they could have ever asked for, above and beyond. And we are so grateful. Big deep breath. And exhale. And slowly open your eyes when you're ready. How does everyone feel? Oh, that's not good. Anyone want to ask questions? Have an Pardon? This is for this code is for this session to support what we did today to move you into a higher vibration of love. This one is not strength. This one is for love, to move you into that vibration. And I will provide those instructions on how to use them. But basically, it's like what I said, making that intention to be able to be taken into that dimensional space and that portal. And I'll have it all written down. And it's just a little mantra that you recite.
Is it 2 or 3 languages that you come in and out of?
Yeah, there's a bunch. I kind of step aside when it's happening, so I don't remember them all. It just depends on who's in the room and what the needs are for the people here. I felt
Very familiar.
really, yeah.
To me, it sounds like so familiar. Sounds like Aramaic.
I mean you. Oh yeah. If anyone has questions, you can come up to the mic. You may get activated to start. You know, that's if someone speaks light language to you, it can activate it within you. Anyone have any other questions about, or you want to talk about what you experienced? How do you guys feel?
Yeah, during these meditations like this, sometimes when people are guiding them, sometimes find my thoughts drifting off into stuff that has nothing to do with the meditation. And that leads me to ask, when your archangels and guides are guiding you through a meditation such as this, when your thoughts drift off into things that have nothing to do with the meditation, your archangels and guides are completely disconnected from that, right? They just keep helping you through the meditation regardless of what your left-brained mind is thinking at the time of the meditation, right?
You're talking about yourself or what I experienced?
Or people in general. Is that what angels and guides would do to you? If you ask them for help and you're drifting off, your thoughts are drifting off into unrelated subjects during meditation that you're being guided by, your angels and guides will be able to not let your thoughts affect their helping of you during meditation, and they'll you're not helping yourself during the meditation by thinking those things.
Well,
but your angels and guides, they can disregard that and keep helping you through it, right?
Well, you have free will, so you have a choice to be in that moment, and you have to ask for help and support. They won't just step in and move you into that space. You can always ask, but if you do drift, it's okay. People they have this thing around meditation that you can't drift off, and it's okay if you drift. Just come back to the center. And if the thought comes, just bring it back. You'll get what you need.
Now I'm barefoot. Just one kind of a technical question about that. I mean, that looks like such beautiful artwork. What do you use to create that? Is there a software or something that you're actually online doing that?
I write it in Photoshop.
Oh, okay. So about the writing, do you tend to go in a certain direction, or is it kind of a linear? And also, do you have any idea what those individual symbols are actually meaning? It just all comes?
So the written is, if I were speaking light language, these codes would be surrounding the air out of the language that I'm speaking. So it's kind of like sacred geometry. When I'm speaking it, it's flying through the air and entering your structure. So it's just a written form of that. And every time I do it, it can be different. It always looks different depending on what we're doing. I don't guide it. I don't think about it. My hand moves.
Hi. For me, it was totally not about the mind interpreting the language. For me, it was complete and like an energy rush that I am still feeling. Everything that you just did is totally energetic and euphoric, and I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
For what you've brought here. It was absolutely gorgeous.
My pleasure.
Hurts.
I'm glad you received it so well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And that's the great thing about light language, because our brains don't get involved. We can receive it, and it does what it needs to do. And it meets us wherever we are. And these codes will stay in your system. So it's kind of like a time release. If something comes up, it may release to help you clear. So they're always with you. And if you listen to a transmission, you can always listen to it more than once, because you'll always get something different from it. So you can repeat them. And you'll know when it's time to stop listening to them. You'll feel it. You'll feel that you've shifted as much as you need to shift. I find that people, when I'm giving sessions and they record them, they usually get like 5 to 7 times to listen before they feel like they've gotten everything that they needed to get from it.
Just before the activation, you had said that we should all stay in a positive state of mind and make sure that we are thinking positively, that we're going to keep the transmission. Some of us tend to be a little left brain, and those thoughts come in unbidden. How can we counteract that and stay, if those thoughts do come across, how do you get back to that positivity and reinstating everything that we just received?
It's just, for me, it's simple practices to breathe and to move into center and quickly move away from that thought. And it's just about trust, and trusting in the work, and trusting that you can move into this new space, that you don't have to stay in the energy that you're in, and that you can accept this new vibration. And don't try, we like to think about things. You know, we like to figure it out, and how is it going to do something for us, or how it's not going to do something for us. It's not important, really. It's just if you trust and you believe and you want to make that shift, then just try and stay in that energy. Does that help? Okay.
I just wanted to ask about something that you said. You said every race has a different sound, harmonic.
Yeah.
Did I understand that correctly? Mm-hmm. So it means that every race has a different sound?
So those different, you know how they kind of change? Like,
yeah.
You said some sound Spanish, some sounds Chinese or whatever. Oh. There's that, but then there's also, I kind of mix them together. They kind of flow in and out, so it's like almost like a hybridized form as well of the different languages.
So there must be so many sounds.
There are a lot of sounds. Yeah. Okay. They're still coming out too. It just depends on who I'm working with. May bring a new one out, or sometimes at home I get new ones just randomly. It just depends. When they're supposed to come, they come. But they're always changing.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, just a quick comment. Much better experience this time. I had no visuals whatsoever and just tried to stay in that space. And at the end, I had little violas and forget-me-nots flash.
Oh, wow.
Right when we lifted out. And purple violas were the giver's thoughts were occupied with love for the recipient. And forget-me-nots are forget-me-not.
That's beautiful.
It's just pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as I was asking earlier with the different languages and they feel familiar, have you ever had anyone attempt to interpret while you are channeling?
No.
Okay.
That's our need to know again, you know?
Oh, no, I was just asking, it's only because it sounded so familiar and it was like picking up, but I was totally in a trance while I was sitting there, like just the movement of my body just lets me know that I'm in the trance. And like everyone else, I'm sure I go in and out and it's that left brain trying to figure things out, but it was absolutely a very, very different experience that I've had previous to everybody else's. Like it's all of you guys are bringing something new to the table and I just enjoy that so much, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
glad
amazing.
you enjoyed it. Anyone else? Any questions? All right. Well, thank you all so much.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Awake and Empowered TV with our special clip from our 2018 Awake and Empowered Expo with Velentaya Reece. Join me next week as we speak with another incredible individual who's standing on the leading edge and changing the world.